hello. I'm Lady Leeanna, and this is Tarot Card Lessons Made Easy. And we had covered the Ace of Cups in the upright position on our last show. Now I want to cover the Ace of Cups in the upside down position in its entirety as much as possible. And this card, it is almost exactly the opposite as to its upright counterpart, but it may have a few added, I guess, features to it as we go along. Now, the white dove in the upright position generally represented transition, change, positivity, purity, and hope. And in the reverse position, you would imagine that you would paint that white dove into a black crow or buzzard, and basically instead of bringing the message down from above, it might be flying up and into your face, you know. But basically, you would imagine it to be loss of hope, lack of resolution, things not going according to plan, anything other than purity or peace, which may represent degradation and unclean as a, I guess, spiritual metaphor. But we'll get back to that in association with other things. You have the wafer, the communion wafer, which is being carried in the dove's mouth, or the black crow or buzzard's mouth in this regard, which has the equilateral cross on it, which symbolizes the balance between God and man, or male and female. And basically it would talk about things being more out of balance and out of sync instead in the reverse position. And like all the other symbols, we'll get back to that when we start giving the meaning with all the symbols tied in together and in association with each other. Now, the cup below it, instead of love, might refer to basically anything other than love or false love. Instead of subconscious, it might be dreams that are gone bad, or nightmares even. The water within the cup in the reverse position would spill out. The cup would be empty. Now, the streams of water flowing freely might be blocked up, or like the cup is empty, so no streams, not getting anywhere, no purity from the streams of water, no new life springing from it. With the hand that's springing forth from the side and from the unknown, the abyss, might refer to something more right in your face, something more manifest, instead of being controlled or handed something, or a love that's destined. It may not be a love that's destined at all when it extends that cup out. It may be love that's ill-fated. It may refer even to heavy-handedness instead of a God system that is given. It may refer to an authority figure or a narcissistic presence of somebody that might be controlling another, or even prone to abuse. And then you have the yards of light that are streaming down, but represented as kind of sprinkles of water pouring down. It would be like anything other than light or peaceful, or things that may not be quite what they seem. In the upright position, we talked about how the card could refer to a spiritual guider that is positive and peaceful, full of love, guiding you down the right pathway. It may be that which seems to be light, positive, peaceful, guiding you in the right way, might be the primrose path, and they might be in fact leading you into a negative cult, or a spiritual leader that is completely about themselves, about misleading their people, taking you down a bad direction. Let's see. The lily pads on the base, those might be instead talking about stunted growth, not building, not changing or constructing anything. Lack of creativity, those might be at an array. You kind of see that they are, but if they were upside down, it would definitely be so. A disarray, actually. And in the background, there is a piece of land that is seen in the background. And you might be moving to a new home or finding a new place, trying to build a new life for yourself. And it would seem very positive. Green, the grass is always greener on the other side. And you get over there, it doesn't work out. It's not what you had hoped for. It isn't working out to your benefit. In fact, it would end up being a move that would hurt you in the long run. So there's a lot to do with this card, and we've only touched on the symbols within the cards. Now let's tie them all in together and see what this card could be telling us when you're not focusing on the individual symbols, but just flowing with the card. Alright, and some of it we did touch on lightly. Sorry about all of the noise and just not only that loud vehicle, we have a train going by too. But basically, now we're going to turn that cup upside down and we're going to talk about how the masculine and feminine are not balancing out. Instead of love, it may be respect lost, and gain is only to the degree of the disrespect, right? Gaining a disrespect for each other, love that's failing, imbalance between your relationship that isn't ordained by the higher power. It isn't predestined. It's not that which is supposed to happen. In fact, one of the mates might be abusing another one and, corrupting things for their own benefit, being selfish and ungiving. The balance is disrupted within that love and things are not flowing freely. And now you have the dove that is bringing the communion wafer down, which would represent a symbol of purification and peace. But peace is disrupted in the reverse position by something that's going on in your life. And everything is other than peaceful. Impure, unpure might refer to, bad spiritual guidance, Antichrist might refer to the primrose path of spirituality, where somebody is taking advantage of you spiritually, trying to use you for your worth or for something that they could obtain from you. It could refer to, false prophecy. I mean, just all kinds of really, really bad things spiritually within the reversed aspect of this card. Really bad things in love and relationship in this card. Also, if talking about a new job you're trying to stabilize on that you hope will bring you a great amount of peace, that's going to turn against you in the long run, and you may find a corrupt boss that is doing things that you don't like on the job and hiding certain things from their clients or their upper bosses, etc., that you're finding it hard to live with, or maybe abusing his power over you and controlling you or puppeting you around. A move to a new home might look positive to you in the, reflections that you're making upon doing so. However, that peace that you're hoping for, that prosperous land that you're looking at or looking forward to buying or moving to in a land farther away, could turn on you whenever you get there, and then you find yourself backlashing and then going back to where you came from, wherever that may be. The idea of growing things is kind of stunted within the cards, and it talks about how you may be blocked. Your ponds, your rivers are not freely flowing from the cup at this point. They're blocked up, and you may not be able to create as you normally would if you're an artist or if you're a songwriter, which is another form of artistry. I realize that. But I mean, you may not be able to find that perfect piece of artwork, as in painting in your head or drawing. You may not be able to write anything, you know, within poetry or books or songs because you feel blocked up. And or on the job that you're working at, even in an office, you could feel very blocked up, not able to focus or concentrate. But the juices, the creative juices are not flowing. And that's basically what that would say. As far as an empty cup goes, it may refer to the fact that you have loved a lot, you've uncovered a lot of selfishness from the partners that you've had. You found people not freely giving or being honest with you, pure and true to you, etc. And your cup has ran empty. At least for now, you may not be in position where you feel that you can love right now. And basically, you would step back and take time before trying again. And then you would find that would reopen to you. And you'll find yourself more happy about embarking on it. And it won't be so much a forced thing that's going to fail because you're trying too hard, making bad choices, jumping in both feet forward and not being ready, etc. Or them walking away because you're just so indecisive and unsure about things, right? And so there is one thing I forgot to mention. If you were trying to have a child, it may mean that you're not able to anymore. Or it could mean you would get pregnant, but then you might not be able to actually carry that child to full term, and could actually even lose it by that notion. With those ideas, you would encourage the client, the subject of the reading, to prop their feet up. Take it easy to prevent any problems in the pregnancy, and you wouldn't devastate them by the harshness of the things you could say in this particular matter. You know, but that they might also, if they're not able to get pregnant, seek counsel from a doctor and perhaps having it implanted, having the aid of medical practitioners working to their side to achieve the pregnancy that's wanted. There is always a solution one way or the other, and you never leave a client with the lack of hope at all. Just not a good thing to do whatsoever. And that's what I've got to say with the Ace of Cups. I believe that I've covered this card very extensively and in a very good way. For the symbols deeper, to see where I'm coming from in the upside down position, if you have to, then go back and look at the card in the upright position that I did just prior to this one. And I'm sure watching them back to back will help clarify it for you. But I am trying to make the videos separately and individually so that the reverse meaning and the upright meaning are not clashing in your head. I feel that it's a good notion to do. I do realize I need to do them quicker and closer together, even if I don't air them right away back to back, because I get that block on how to make a video based around the reverse position when I'm trying not to reflect on it in the upright position so much. And whenever I do them back to back, at least it's fresh in my mind what I said about it in the upright position, thereby bringing the reverse position more forward into my mind. And it was just really a wash, and that's why it's taken me so long after the upright meaning to come up with the card in the reverse position. So yeah, that was a thing. And the card is about blockage, right? So it may have been an internal mental curse that this card bestowed upon me in the reverse position, if you know what I mean. Well, I hope you got out of this card what I did in making it. It was really a fun video, and whenever I could step away from it for weeks and not even think about it and decide to just go into it dead on, not thinking about anything. And I think I did really good at covering this in that way. But I hope that you got out of it what you could. Please support the channel by whatever means you can. And if it isn't financially, share the video around. Maybe somebody you share it to will be able to. Or get a reading done by me on a professional level. I do that by Facebook Messenger or by Skype. And through payment that you can make on PayPal. Or Square Reader, etc. Where there's a will, there's a way. Cash App, etc. But please support me in whatever way you can. Look for all the information on that in the description below the video. And Patreon is also a good solution. Take care of yourself and merry part. Brightest blessings.